Hi, I'm Mike, and I'm here at Wärtsilä headquarters with Ella and Christoffer from Wärtsilä Energy. And we're here to discuss Wärtsilä Decarbonisation services. So how did it all come about?
So Wärtsilä have been studying the energy transition for several years already, because we really see the need to support our customers moving to renewables. And that's where we actually used our capabilities in order to further understand how should we do that.
I think everyone recognizes that we need to decarbonize. There's a huge push towards it coming from all fronts, I'd say. But our customers are also facing many challenges while doing this. They're trying to figure out what's the best technology mix for them. How do they maximize the amount of renewables while maintaining reliability of their system? How do they select the right technologies and the right sizings? How do they now operate and dispatch the system optimally now that it has an increased amount of technologies and much more complexity? And how do they develop their long-term plan for decarbonization? How do they make sure they're investing in assets that won't be stranded in a few years from now?
And why is Wärtsilä the partner to do this with?
In Wärtsilä, we have a long history within the power generation segment. And this has enabled us to really understand the limits and the reliability of a power system. And I think that's where we have chosen then to look at our current capabilities and how we can expand within this area.
We're utilizing really our flexible power generation assets, our GEMS energy management system, our sophisticated modeling tools and expertise, and our microgrid and asset optimization know-how. And that's what we're building on.
That sounds great in theory, but how do you put it together in practice? How do you support your customers and make sure that the path is working and business is thriving?
What we really need to make for our customers is a roadmap to decarbonize their operations. And that really starts off by understanding where our customers are in the decarbonization space and also from an economical point of view. And that means that it leads us to creating that roadmap which then step by step can be implemented.
Exactly. What we really start with, like Christoffer said, is understanding our customer. What are their pain points? What are their value drivers and their ultimate goals? To build this roadmap, we do power system modeling. And in this modeling, typically we utilize as inputs 1-minute resolution data on loads and on renewable profiles, technological inputs, and of course also inputs on cost components. This enables us to really understand in detail what Christoffer was talking about, of what's the optimal capacity mix and what's the optimal dispatch for this mix. But we go even more into detail than that. We actually also do dynamic simulations, which means we look at the system on a microsecond level and understand what happens, for example, if the largest unit trips or the largest load is lost. How will the system cope? Will it still maintain reliability? And this is, in essence, really to ensure that any solution we're proposing will be, in practice, reliable as well.
You talk about long-term commitment from both sides of the table, and we both know decarbonization is an issue that'll be around for a long time. What are the benefits for the customer, and why should I jump on board?
You should do it because of the roadmap, because the roadmap is the critical aspect of this. That's where we really define the common goals for your decarbonization. And that's where we also outline a practical step, so that we ensure that you have a reliable grid while it's still economical and drives your decarbonization goals. That is really the key why you should jump on this one.
I assume this is not a free service. Everything costs, and this sounds like extra costs of services, man-hours, equipment, etc. Where does Wärtsilä make their profit?
You're correct. There is no free lunch. However, what we see and what we want to make different is that you don't have that upfront cost. We actually only make money together. So when you have success, we have success. That's really how we want to redevelop this market in order to be trustworthy and be your real partner in this game.
So we establish joint KPIs and performance-based agreements, which means that we tie our success together with the success of our customers. So we win together or we lose together.
All right. Thank you very much, Ella and Christoffer, for your time. This has all been very, very interesting.